And now, local sports with Dustin Nolan.
The Iowa Hawkeyes are looking to improve to 2-0 in conference play as they take on Minnesota on Christmas Day. Iowa has looked very impressive so far this season as Hawkeye headquarters reporter Jarek Andreski explains what separates this year's team from the teams in the past.
The Iowa Hawkeyes have been a top 5 team in the country all season long so far. Large part of that due to the play of their bench. So far, 36% of the team's total minutes coming from bench players, as well as 33% of their scoring. That's a luxury this team has not had in the past, and this year they're taking full advantage of it.
The beautiful part of this team is that when we go to the bench, we get production.
All of the talent the Hawkeyes have outside their starting lineup helps relieve pressure off of starters like Luka Garza.
Having that ability, taking some pressure off when we get in foul trouble or, anything like that, it's awesome to have that kind of, knowing that there's someone on the bench who can come in and produce. It helps us, and especially when those guys can come off the bench and produce, and they add a whole different thing to our team.
Iowa was ranked last season as well, but injuries forced the rotation to tighten up, putting a strain on those still playing.
We can have all our guys, especially Jack Nungy and Jordan Bohannon, who we didn't have last year. When we have those guys, it adds a whole different dimension to our team. Especially adding Keegan and Patrick as well. We were a really good team last year, but I think sometimes, all 5 of us had to play 40 minutes.
Now, Fran McCaffrey has no shortage of players he trusts off the bench.
We didn't have the depth we have now last year. So really a lot fell on the shoulders of Luka and Connor. CJ and Joe. We didn't have a lot of depth. We had 3 guys who went to the side with injuries. So this team is special in that regard. Jack Nungy, Keegan Murray, Joe Toussaint, Patrick. And as I keep saying, I can go deeper if I have to. I really have confidence in those other guys.
And so does the front runner for National Player of the Year.
Obviously Jack Nungy is a great shooting big, stretches the floor, and he's tough on the glass. He can score in the post. You got Keegan, who crashes the glass every time, plays hard. He's a Nicholas Bear 2.0. You got Patrick McCaffrey who can shoot the ball. He's really great at the top of the press. We got a lot of great players off that bench. And obviously Joe Toussaint, who's one of the better point guards, in America. And that just helps our team, a lot.
Iowa's bench mob and the rest of the Hawkeyes head to Minnesota to play the Golden Gophers on Christmas Day. We'll have full coverage for you right here on Hawkeye Headquarters. Reporting from the Digital Newsroom, I'm Jarek Andreski for Local 4 Sports.
All right, thank you, Jarek. Now to the gridiron. Hawkeyes receiver Ihmir Smith-Marsette announced on social media Thursday morning that he's declaring for the NFL draft. Smith-Marsette finished his Iowa career with 110 receptions for 1,615 yards and 14 touchdowns, along with running 4 into the end zone, although his final play as a Hawkeye was getting injured on a flip into the end zone after a 53-yard touchdown against Wisconsin. Smith-Marsette might be remembered best for his game against USC, where he had 3 touchdowns in 3 different ways. A receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a kickoff return for a touchdown in a 49-24 win over the Trojans. The Chicago Bears have a new sense of hope after winning their last 2 games. Now the Bears sit at 7-7 on the season and still have a chance to make the playoffs. Quarterback Mitch Trubisky has played well since his return and knows if the Bears have any chance of making the playoffs, they have to win their next 2 games, including their last game against the Packers.
We're excited. This is what you play for. You play for an opportunity to get into the playoffs, and we had a bad streak going there, but we knew if we stuck together and battled as a family and just kept leaning on each other, that we can make a run. And we put ourselves in a position to do so. But at the end of the day, it comes down to being focused one day and one game at a time. But the guys in the locker room are excited. There's really good camaraderie right now, just an intensity and focus that I like to see. And we're in a good spot, and we just got to keep that going.
All right, it's bowl season. Hawaii taking on Houston in the New Mexico Bowl. We start in the 3rd quarter. Houston down 21-7. It's going to be Clayton Tune. He's going to find Christian Trahan for a 26-yard score. Cougars down 21-14. Ensuing Rainbow Warriors kickoff, and if you know we're going to show you a kickoff, it's going to be a good one. Calvin Turner back to receive the kickoff, and he's got his blockers. He's going to find a hole, makes a couple guys miss, turns up the sideline, and he's going to make a last couple of guys miss here, and he's going to make the cut, and he's going to take it to the house for a 92-yard touchdown. Hawaii goes on to win the New Mexico Bowl 28-14. And that's a look at your sports. We'll be right back after this here on Local 4 News at 10.